Good morning, y'all. It's Thursday. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Frank. So, I went to sleep very early last night for me, and it felt good. I had a hard time staying asleep. And once again, nights aren't the best for me, right? Last night was no different. So, I opened up a DM, right? And it said basically Rachel is Rachel shitting on you. The exact words were Rachel is dragging you through the mud. Right? Initially, when I read it, it ate my mind for a couple minutes. You know what I mean? Probably longer than a couple minutes, if I'm being honest. Um, but I wasn't like, well, what did she say? Or, none of that stuff. Because two things that I know, right? Perspective. We all have a different perspective. We just do. We could watch the same exact thing happen and have two different versions of the story, right? And then there's the truth. So I understand that. Second thing is I understand, even though she's putting off that this doesn't hurt her, I'm sure it has to, right? Even if she doesn't love me anymore, I'm sure it has to, because you spend 12 years with somebody. um I'm sure it just has to, right? And then I think about, if deep down inside my heart, what type of man that I am and what type of man that I have been throughout our relationships. Have I been perfect? No. Overall, I'm very pleased with the man that I am. Very pleased, right? I'm hard on myself because I have high expectations and I hold myself to a certain standard. I think about, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and I said, if there was to be a fly on the wall that lived in our house, I'm sure their perception or outlook on everything would be very much different than Rachel's perception, right? And I'm not saying it would be closer to mine. I'm just saying it would be different than I feel what her perception is, right? And I'm only saying that by our interaction, right? When a situation happens and the way she looks at it, the way I look at it, and the way I try to think about how it really went, um, you know, and then I started thinking, you know what? There isn't a fly on the wall, but there are children on those couches. There are children sitting at the dining room table. There are children in their room that have seen everything, or not everything, but have seen, 99% of stuff, right? And I think about, what would their perception be? Because that's all that counts, right? Forget about what I think, forget about what Rachel thinks. It's about what the kids think, right? And I started to think, would they be disappointed or upset at me? No, absolutely not. Nope. And that's all that matters, right? And I was thinking last night, and I was like, all right, if she's talking bad about me, so be it. That's her perception. That's her mouth. She can say whatever she wants, right? I don't, that's her. It's on her face for a reason because it belongs to her, right? I just know that throughout the videos that I've made, um, I don't think I've ever come out and said Rachel's a bad person. Rachel, I don't think I've ever done that. If I do, please hop down in the comments and say, no, actually you did, because once again, it's about perception, right? Sometimes we don't realize what we do wrong. Other people do. So I thought about it and I was like, you know what? If anything, I've said that you're a dope person, right? You're a good person. And that's what attracted me to you. That's what made me fall in love and feel the type of feelings and emotions and respect that I have for you, right? So if I'm speaking about how good of a person you are, and you're speaking about how bad of a person that I am, we're not the same. And that's perfectly fine, right? That's perfectly fine. People deal with stress and anger and frustration all different type of ways. My way isn't the right way. My way isn't the only way, right? It's just my way. That's it. Where I realize, I've seen conversations where Rachel has had talking bad about me with her family or with the girls. And that hurt. That hurt me bad, especially when the shit wasn't true. And I asked her, before I told her I seen the conversation, I asked her, I said, Rachel, do you think I'm controlling? Do you think I'm manipulative? She said, no. Why? I said, do you think I'm a bad father? She said, no. Why? I said, damn, that's what such and such said in a conversation with you, but you didn't check them. And she said, well, you don't know what I did. And I said, well, I seen the conversation. You didn't stand up for me. That was for sure. She said, but you don't know if I done that face to face. I said, you're right. I don't. I said, but I see the conversation, and that sort of lets me know that this ain't the first time that conversation has been had, right? And then it made me wonder, like, damn, is she portraying one side, or saying that version of the story is this way? You know, some of us like playing victim more than others, right? And that's all right, you know, because we're entitled to do whatever we want, right? I can't look at anything that she does and say, yo, this is wrong, even if it hurts me. I can say it feels wrong to me or I think it's wrong, but I can't say, yo, this is right or this is wrong. Who am I to decide what's right and what's wrong? I'm not, right? As much as I would like to think that, I'm that important, I'm not. I understand that. I understand that, right? The thing that I also know is there is absolutely nothing that I'm not willing to do for my family or my marriage. Nothing. I know that if we stop speaking and we get a divorce tomorrow, I rest in my heart, my children know, and she knows that I have offered and gone and accepted way more than was being reciprocated, right? Listen, I'll be the first to say that Rachel is a beautiful woman inside and out. We all have flaws, right? We all have shortcomings. We just do. As much as we don't like to admit it, we do. I know I do, right? Fuck that. I'll keep it on myself. I know I do, right? I know I do. I know I have a lot of good qualities. I know I have a lot of bad ways. I know that about myself, right? I know that. I've spent almost 18 years in a penitentiary. I know that my way of thinking is not the best way. I know that. So I try to provide people with grace. When I get upset or frustrated or short patience with somebody, I always realize, okay, this probably has to do more with me than with them, right? So I try to take a second and digest whatever I'm feeling or thinking. And I do that in any of my relationships, whether they're friendships, whether they're parent, child, whether it's family, whether it's my wife. I try to do all that, right? There is nothing that I'm not willing to do for my marriage, for my family, right? And marriage and family are two different things. For me, when we got married, there's only one person that came before Rachel, and that was God. That's it. Our kids come after Rachel. Myself comes after Rachel, right? And to me, that's my understanding of what a marriage is. We just got to make sure that the person we're married to also has that same chain of command and keeps it. Because if not, if we start putting other people in between our husband and wife and God, shit starts to crumble and fall apart, right? I'm realizing that today. I just realized, am I happy with this situation? No, not one bit. Am I upset with it? Yeah. Am I hurt with it? Yes. Am I upset with Rachel or hurt with Rachel? No. No. I love her. So me loving her and me loving her unconditionally, I want the best for her. Even if it means she's not with me, right? That's the crazy part is I want the best for her. Whether she wants the best for me is none of my business. I don't care, right? I hope she does, but I don't care, to be honest with you, because that's really none of my business, right? And even in comments when people were saying, well, maybe she has another boyfriend or maybe she's seeing somebody else, to me, that's none of my business, right? We're still legally married, but she has told me that she wants a divorce. So what am I supposed to do, right? Am I supposed to continue to chase behind somebody that doesn't want me? And believe me, I've asked her numerous times. I gave it time. I gave it space and said, are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure? She said, yeah. So I get it. Sometimes our feelings change. Sometimes we fall out of love with people. Sometimes I could be the one that completely changed, you know? Um, but anybody that has been married, anybody that has been in a long-term relationship, anybody that has what me and Rachel have, you have to understand, right? That In no way situation is one person perfect and the other person not, right? It's just not the way it really goes in these types of things. Um, it's just not, right? I could have a list this big about complaints, and Rachel could have a list fucking 10 feet of complaints, right? And they could all be valid, they could all be accurate. It's just the way it is. Uh, it's just the way it goes, man. The one thing that I know, right, is if we never, ever, ever speak about anything else, if we get divorced tomorrow, right, and never speak about anything else but the children, I know that I tried. I know that I went above and beyond. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Have I forgiven mistakes? Absolutely. Will my children be disappointed in my actions? No. That I know. And that provides me with a little bit of peace and a little bit of solace to know that, all right. Because for real, that's all that matters to me, right? It doesn't matter what the comments say. All that matters to me is what my children um, think of me, right? And even what my wife thinks of me. Yeah, that's really all that matters, right? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if she just if she hates my guts. Do I like it? No, but really it doesn't matter because it's not something I could change. Her thoughts, her feelings towards me, those are her feelings towards me. It doesn't make them reality, but it also doesn't make them a lie, right? I just have to be able to differentiate and separate my actions, my motives from somebody's perspective, right? Yeah. If you're watching, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're having a great day. And I want nothing, absolutely nothing but the best for you. Man, listen, I pray that this is easier on you than it is on me. I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to be upset. I want you to be happy, right? Even if that means you're not with me, so be it. All right? Love you. Have a great day, y'all. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. And anybody that's in, a marriage, relationship, go tell your partner you love them. Just give them a hug, give them a kiss out of the blue. If they're at work, send them a message. Just let them know, yo, I love you. I hope you have a great day. Um, if y'all are beefing, if y'all aren't getting along, get over that shit, man. Get over it before it's too late, right? We have to learn to put our pride to the side because if not, our pride will be destructive. Please believe me. Look at the last 15 videos that I posted. You know, this is what you're gonna end up dealing with. This is what the people that you love the most are gonna be end up dealing with if you allow your pride and ego two rule, right? If you put others in your chain of command, when we get married, it's supposed to be God, number one, above everything, right? And our spouse, number two, right? And then come our kids. Then come our parents and family and all that other shit, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. So, I thank you guys. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you for listening. Gotta give. It's a rich thing.